Welcome to Kindling Conversations, a podcast where we spark discussions and explore new ideas. I'm your host, Kyle, and I'm excited to be here with you today alongside my other hosts,
Ben.
Caleb.
Ashley.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Oh, it's going.
We're here.
We're here.
Moving along. Finally getting this ball rolling.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, that's the great opener of how did we get here? What do we... How
We
do
got here by a mom and a dad that love each other very much.
This ain't the birds in the feed.
I got in my truck and I drove here down the road to get here.
Like a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, this is so far.
It's like a 3-hour drive.
It is not. It's like
3 hour
15
drive.
minutes.
Yeah.
It's
Wait,
like a
so
6-hour drive.
if it's a
okay?
3-hour drive for Ben, how long is it for me, Ashley?
Oh, God, like 6.5.
Yeah.
6.5.
6, yeah. But if you go a little faster than the speed limit, you can cut it down by 15 minutes.
Only 15?
Only.
Only 15. So 5 hours, 45 minutes.
Yeah, there you go.
Dang. That's crazy.
15 years.
I think the math worked out to like 14 and a half or 15.
Since
years, so
sixth
we did
grade.
it.
You don't got to be exact. Just round.
And
Yeah.
then me and Ashley started dating. And then Ashley and Ben are brothers.
Wow.
Just got awkward.
You don't have hair, so you get bumped to a boy because you don't have hair.
They're siblings. So I just
Sadly.
I'm kind of marrying them both in a way. But
We all know that you like me better than her.
And then I dragged Caleb in so that he knows Ben and Ashley. It's But
That's
it all
pretty
started
much the
because
gist of it.
I started dating Ashley.
Sounds about right.
I mean,
Because I'm just the best.
But the only reason
To
you're
be
over
fair.
here, over in this area, is because of Ashley.
But we've all had an interest in
Exactly.
podcasts, you know,
oh, yeah.
because that's what to listen to these days.
I mean, yeah, that's
You
what
know.
people open up and they, go to.
I mean,
but
yeah, I like listening to music, but like sometimes to really, get through the day, especially
You need a good laugh, and you can always listen to a podcast for a good laugh
Right.
sometimes.
especially
absolutely.
working too. I mean, a good podcast,
Oh, yeah.
really makes the day go by.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's Kyle in a breakdown. I had a dream last night that I was at work and he sold our house and we moved into an apartment and I was
Yeah.
screaming at him.
I sold our house to her cousin
Oh,
and
To
then
who?
moved us into an apartment. Haley and David.
Oh, you sold the house to Haley and David.
Yeah, and I came home from work and all of the stuff was gone and I was like, what is going on? And Kyle goes, surprise, we're moving into an apartment. I sold it to your cousin and her boyfriend.
did
Just
you at
think of
least
how much
make
money you
money?
make.
I don't know. I woke up and I was ticked off.
I woke up and she was mad at me. I'm like, I was sleeping.
I could have sworn that I was yelling out loud out of the dream because I was that mad.
Like, I didn't say anything.
I worked my butt off for this house and you're going to go up and sell it?
To be fair, he couldn't sell it without your signature anyway.
I know.
That's
But
the
it's
funny part.
somehow he got it.
But somehow
She was still mad.
she is still mad at you.
Yeah, I woke up and she gave me the stank eye. I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, you sold the house? I'm like, what? Like, I don't get it. It was super, I was confused.
That was my dream.
Bad.
I
Yeah.
I woke up and I was heated. Physically, I was hot.
Because he's just going to, sell the house because he wants to move into an apartment because he doesn't like
Yeah.
he doesn't like the room.
But you want to know the cherry on top is? It was a second story and we have a dog
Oh,
that likes to be outside.
Kyle, why would you fuck up like that,
She
man?
said
Yeah,
it was
Kyle,
a
how dare you?
She said it was a 500 square foot apartment, which is smaller than my old house.
What was your old
How
house
dare you.
750.
502.
It felt like 502.
We lost 2 square feet. Yeah, and also I'd be more impressed that I sold it within an 8-hour workday for her. She leaves
Yeah.
for work and I immediately start contacting them hey, come by our house today.
Today.
And then they're able to close that day. And she comes home and all the stuff's moved out that day.
Wow, you must have had a
Kyle,
moving company.
he was motivated.
I mean, hey, sometimes there's those motivated sellers out there.
I guess.
I already had the U-Haul paid for and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Just-
You knew this was coming for a while.
Yeah, I
You were
had
just
it
waiting for the
planned.
day.
Yeah.
Like Ashley leaves for work and I call him. I'm like, hey, she's gone. Come get it.
All right. So, let's introduce ourselves. So, Ben.
Did we already kind of do that?
I mean, we said our names, but
What do you
Like,
want to say?
who are we?
who are you? What do you do? Where do you come from?
Well, I'm Ben. Come from Wisconsin. Wisconsinite for life. Woohoo!
Woo.
I am a CNC programmer, and I'm also a firefighter.
So when you say CNC programmer,
Computer dynamic control programmer.
oh, so not consensual, non-consent.
No, definitely
Oh
not consent,
my
non-consent. Yeah, I'm literally, I'm a porn actor on the side.
I mean, it makes sense because he has a program called GIMP.
That is
Photo
true.
editing
That is
app.
true.
And I don't think I have it anymore because I haven't used it
You
in a
don't
while.
think-
I
he
deleted
doesn't
it.
I don't
think-
know. I don't believe.
But you did say earlier that you have You also have Photoshop.
Well, to be honest, I don't know if I ever really uninstalled GIMP. It's been a while since I've used GIMP.
So you do still have it.
He
So are we
photo-
going to talk about the time Kyle looked up GIMP on his phone and then at Buffalo Wild Wings and the guy stared at it way too long?
Dude, the guy stole my phone. The waiter stole my phone.
He goes,
Yeah,
he
story.
goes, what are you looking at there? Kyle goes, oh, here. And the guy takes the
So-
phone.
So I was looking it up and I was showing Diane and Ken what
Who
a
are
GIMP suit
Ben
was.
and I's parents?
What are
Yeah.
GIMP are?
I was showing him what a GIMP suit was.
Because they don't
And-
know.
And I was showing him. I was like this, and the waiter comes over, and he's like, "Okay, can I get you guys? What is that?" And he grabs the phone out of my hand and stares at it for it was like 10 seconds. right?
Yeah.
It
That was
was
longer than that. It
But
was like,
like,
30.
mind
It
you,
was like an awkward amount of time, and
Yeah.
we're all sitting there like what's going on? And he goes, "I better give this back."
It was a guy, too, so we're pretty sure he was gay because he was looking at a guy
like,
GIMP.
his nails were
genuinely-
painted.
He genuinely was like interested in what it was.
Yeah.
And like I felt like I had to wash my phone.
Oh my god.
Like it was if he would have went to the bathroom with it, I would have been really concerned at that point.
I think we would have just left the restaurant at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Let's go.
Oh man, dude, it was so awkward. Like we walked out and I'm like, well, that just happened.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to tell us about yourself, Ben? Besides that you're into consensual,
I'm not
non-consent?
into consensual, non-consensual. I'm into CNC programming, computer dynamic control programming.
I mean, I'm not gonna kink
Okay.
shame, but
Yeah,
it still
no.
boggles my mind that that's a
That's a
actual
thing, yeah.
fetish or kink.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah, no,
you
for
wanna-
sure.
Have you ever actually looked it up before?
Yes,
I haven't. I'm like, I was watching. I'm like, this is weird.
dude.
haven't.
This is really
I have
weird.
It makes me feel uncomfortable watching.
It does. Like,
Like
I don't know.
I get
That's
like
really
bondage
weird.
and stuff, like that's okay, but like,
We are
consensual,
just
non-consent?
exposing ourselves on this podcast.
I mean,
First
hey.
one.
I mean, it's just like that's borderline.
We are in the
illegal.
we are in the get to know ourselves. So why not expose ourselves?
yeah,
I
right.
suppose.
You guys want to know something kind of funny?
What?
So, Kyle, you've been a little bit quiet throughout this entire podcast.
Did you feel like muted?
No,
You had. me
I've been
turned
trying
down?
to raise his thing.
Because they keep
Forgetting-
pushing the mic further and further away from
Yeah,
himself.
well, I keep forgetting that input 2 is Ashley, not Kyle. And
Oh, that's why Ashley was so loud. I was like, wow, she's so much louder than everybody else.
And now
I was
Ben is suddenly
really-
louder.
Trying to like not be loud.
Yeah, well, it was because of me, my bad, because I'm pushing it up, and I'm like, man, Kyle is not going up any louder. But it's because we weren't all in the same field. But now we should be
Yeah.
better.
That makes
So,
sense.
Kyle, you're raised up now.
Ashley, talk.
Perfect.
Like the song "You Raise Me Up." You raise me up.
Is that like a
Yeah, see, it's a lot better.
Robin.
She's not like screaming at the mic
Okay.
anymore.
Yeah, Josh Groban, man.
All right,
okay.
should we move on to Kyle now?
Yeah, let's move on to Kyle. Kyle,
Who's Kyle?
who are you? What do you do?
I'm Kyle. I'm Ashley's fiance.
Oh, I should probably say that I'm
Um,
Ben is Ashley's brother.
I
We did. I got to say that.
I mean, we kind of established that earlier on in the podcast.
But he said he was so.
I'm Ashley's fiance, Ben's best friend, and Caleb's friend.
Oh,
Remember, Caleb, we've already talked
Oh.
about this. That I'm replacing you.
Exactly. And
I,
now we're dropping it on the pod.
Well, I wasn't necessarily expecting that kind of a hot take on the pod. However, since all of this equipment is mine, I'm just gonna go ahead and
Just gonna skedaddle.
Just gonna hop on out of
That's
here.
right. We don't need you anyways.
Okay.
No, so
I'll figure it out.
So
All right,
I'm
Ben.
Kyle. I'm Ashley's
He
fiance,
said that.
Ben's friend, and Caleb's best friend.
You got that wrong.
Well, you also are
Yeah.
Ben's
Gotta-
soon-to-be brother-in-law.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
that
fair.
fair.
So I'm technically related to him, so I'm come first.
No,
Um,
no.
Yeah.
So-
Not technically. You're related by marriage.
Still related. More related than you are.
So I wasn't born and raised where they're from, but I was born and raised in the butt crack of Wisconsin, as people would call it.
You could probably figure that
Detroit?
out by yourself.
Detroit, yes.
Detroit. Gotcha.
Detroit.
Yeah, look it up if you're not
You
sure
know.
where that's at.
Moved away because I absolutely hate this town. I mean, it's gotten better. I'll give them credit.
Thank you, Diane Hendricks.
But, you know, when
Sponsor us,
when we
please.
were younger, Caleb,
right.
when we were
Please give us
younger,
$500,000.
when we were younger, it was way worse.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I mean, crime, like,
to be
you know.
fair, I don't know if you remember, but like 4 or 5 years ago, there was a shooting at the Boys and Girls Club just down the street from my house.
was there?
Yes.
There, when I was younger, I think it was a cop that got shot, like right around the corner from the house that I grew up in.
Oh
And yeah, that was mind-boggling too.
man.
But yeah, moved away. I, you know, when I got older, I wanted to move far away, but that didn't happen because
According to Ashley, you moved 6 hours away.
No.
Exactly.
No. That'd be like 9 hours. Because if you're 3 hours away and I'm 6 hours away, that means
Well, he originally
you'd
moved
be
9 hours away,
away.
but now he's only back to 6.
Yes.
According to Ashley.
But
Ashley
anyway,
map.
so I grew up there. I'm a utility locator.
Do you want to shout the company out or no?
No, I
Okay.
don't
Okay.
think they deserve that. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, hey, I can tell you it's not USIC,
No, it's not.
and
It's,
they don't deserve the shout out.
they
That
definitely don't deserve a shout out. I'm also a volunteer firefighter.
Well, you just gave him the shout out anyways.
Now, do you want to shout out the department you're a volunteer firefighter for?
Nah, that's too much information.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
sure it would be hard
there's
to
some
figure
creepy
out.
people out there.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, that's fair. But I am, you know, along with Ben. But
You're not a volunteer. You're paid on call.
You're
It's a
just
volunteer
you're
station.
straight up
You're paid on call.
firefighter.
Right. Well, not paid. It's hourly.
Yeah, so it's paid on call.
Because
I mean,
you
don't
get
paid
paid
on-
You're
on a call.
and you go to a call and you get paid.
Yeah, you're
The
just on
tone
call
goes off.
24/7.
No, it the other one I was a part of, it was literally paid for that call, like not hour.
Oh, in our apartment, we consider ourselves paid on call.
Yeah, because like the other one, I went on 20 calls. That was $200.
Ooh,
And it wasn't
Big
hourly.
money
Money,
over
I know,
here.
right?
It wasn't even hourly. Otherwise, it would have been a lot more because I went to a
Yeah.
garage fire that.
Now I know why you're with them,
Oh.
Ashley.
Well, yeah, we're considered paid on call even though we're paid hourly still.
Are you?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, like volunteer paid on call. I think it's because I almost feel like volunteer would be like I'm just risking my life for absolutely nothing.
Which there are some departments
Like,
that
I'm
do
just
that.
volunteering.
You volunteer, you don't get paid, and you just go to
Yeah,
fire calls.
right. Like I'm just walking into a burning house with no
I
compensation.
mean, to be honest, the amount you get paid and you're going to a burning house
should be more.
pretty much are volunteer.
It should also be more too.
Yeah.
I mean, because the other one I was at was like $9
A call.
call.
Yeah, we get
Like,
paid.
here
We get
you're
paid
per
$15.
Right.
An hour.
I get paid a lot more here than I did the other one.
We get paid $15 an hour.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not far behind that. It is less,
Yeah.
but not much. But like it's more than I was getting paid at the other one. You know, which I feel like is a really big ripoff.
But to be honest, like you go to
You know.
EMS calls and stuff, you're only there maybe an hour. It's not very
Right,
long.
Maybe, yeah. If you got to transport, it might be like
Yeah.
an hour, yeah. But
Are you
Wait.
paid like a minimum of an hour when you do respond, or
so if
We
I
are.
respond, even if I'm there for 5 minutes, it's an hour.
Uh-huh.
If we're there for an hour and like a minute, it's 2 hours.
Yep.
okay, that's
You
nice
know.
at least.
Well, we're supposed to do 30-minute increments. No one does. They all just write in hour marks.
Oh, wait, you guys fill out your own?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't.
Captain does theirs.
Or, I mean, we don't fill out our own. They're either whoever filled the report fills it out.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Whoever doing the report at the time, then they fill it out.
You'd think they'd go off of
But they all said that they round up.
yeah.
The village says that we're supposed to round, or we're supposed to do 30-minute increments, but we just round to hour increments. So, yeah, if we're an hour and a minute over, we go straight to 2 hours.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be easier to go off the app or something of like who responded and stuff, because like
Yeah, that's how we go off of who responded.
well,
is the app.
there was one call I went to and the chief was filling it out. He thought I was someone else.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he turned around and he goes, "Oh, you're not Jackie." I'm like, no, I'm Kyle. I'm like, what?
So Ashley has been downgraded to a boy. You have now been upgraded to a girl.
Exactly.
What's up, Jackie?
What's up, Jackie? Yo.
Yo, what's up? Man, should we introduce Mocha?
I think we should.
So Mocha Mo, who is
Mocha
sitting,
moment.
it's Mocha Mo.
Legal name is
Mocha
Mocha.
moment.
Legal name is Mocha Mo. It says it on her certificate.
Does it?
She's my dog. I just want to put that out there.
I don't think so.
Oh, I know so.
No. Anyways, Mocha is Kyle and I's dog.
Wait. Before we get ahead, the podcast name is Kindling Conversations because
Well, hold on. We'll get to that. We'll get
Calm
to
down.
that. Calm
Let us-
down. Hold your horses.
Let
We're
us
still
introduce
introducing
I
everybody.
feel like it should have been there.
It should have been there in the beginning. It's not. It's fine. We'll get there.
People can see that this
Ashley,
podcast
can you
is gonna be a
continue to
mess.
please
That's
introduce
nice.
Mocha?
We need a-
Moment.
Okay.
Mocha is our 4-year-old black lab, part pit bull, chunky monkey. She is out of her terrible 3s and in her fabulous 4s.
Heck yeah.
So she's being very good now.
I noticed she can ring the bell now. when she
Yes,
gets to
that
the
was
potty.
trained.
That took 2 days.
Wait,
of
you guys
training.
actually trained her to ring the bell?
Yeah,
when
she
she's
does
so
it in the
bad?
That's it.
bedroom too.
Oh,
2
really?
days of training.
That's amazing.
Yep.
So now you gotta leave
Hung
that
it?
there now.
She hung it, and we'd walk up, and like I would either take her head and slap it, or I would slap it with my hand. And
When you let her out?
Yeah.
And today she walked up, and she just hit it.
Booped it with her nose.
Yeah. Like, and it's been up for like less than a week.
That's awesome.
Then
Yeah.
you get like the buns when
She-
she wants more food and stuff.
Yeah, she'd be pressing that all the damn time.
Food.
Keep us awake. Food.
We're not gonna go that far.
Her
I
head just
just-
popped up there
yeah.
for a second when we said food.
I did not want her to ruin our trim, so it was just easier for her to boop a bell.
I mean,
That's
dogs
fair
are
enough.
pretty smart.
So, and
especially
I mean,
labs.
she is,
Yeah.
yeah, she learned her boundaries at the new house very quickly, even though she did take off at 4 a.m.
She
Probably-
took off. I mean, she like put on the boosters. What was that?
It was the fire readjusting itself.
Oh, yeah. She like put on the boosters. There was like a
So,
you know
there
in
was-
Scooby Doo when they take off and there's like a dust cloud of like the outline of the person.
that was
Yeah.
her.
That was Mocha.
But this was at like 4 a.m. Kyle was out hunting,
We get
like,
distracted so easy in this
up
podcast.
north
I
hunting.
mean, it's gonna happen. It's bound
Yeah.
to happen.
Point.
And like took off. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt and it's November. I'm freezing and I'm like like screaming. The poor neighbors. But yeah, she did come back. Good deal. Did not take her long to come back.
I said Mocha and she like, looked at me.
Mocha.
But yes, we were up for a little bit after that too. Okay. Is it my turn? Anybody want to know anything else about
You
Mocha?
gotta introduce.
No, I think
I
you
cover
did
it all?
pretty good.
We'll talk about Mocha, I'm sure, a lot more.
We
on
should
the
just have a
podcast
Mocha
later.
segment.
A Mocha
like,
segment.
Yeah,
There you
Mocha
go.
segment. There you go.
Just like a funny story of the week from her. or
Yeah, there you go.
something.
We have plenty.
We
There's
have
always
plenty.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
A
Mocha,
Mocha.
Ashley, who are
We
you?
can call it the Mocha of the week.
Mocha moment of the week.
Mocha moment.
Mocha moment of the week.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
There we go.
Okay.
Ugh.
Well, I'm Ashley, Kyle's fiance, Ben's sister, Caleb's friend. I guess we're on that.
Wow,
level
you got
now.
upgraded,
Oh.
Caleb.
Oh,
We're doing a
whoa.
friend, not Kyle's friend anymore. You're Ashley's friend.
Guys, this is truly a miracle because Ashley was
I don't
just
think I've-
talking about dropping me like a week ago.
I don't think I've ever heard
She talks
Ashley
about
call
dropping
Caleb
everyone.
a friend.
I haven't actually,
Yes.
so I feel actually very honored about that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All it took was for us to start a podcast, and then also Ashley becomes friends with Caleb.
Wow.
Maybe I was just thinking it. I just never wanted to admit to it.
What's wrong with admitting it?
Well, I don't know
I
how
don't
much
blame you.
power it would give
She
you.
must be ashamed. to
You
have as a
became our friend when you finally got fitted for your tux.
Ooh, so that
Ooh.
was like last week when you talked about dropping me.
And since then, she's probably talking about dropping you 10 times.
At least you weren't the last one.
Yeah, we're
I mean,
still
that's
waiting
true.
on our one.
To be fair,
I thought you two were going together. That was the way he made it sound.
I don't know why he made it sound like that because we never had that conversation.
Oh.
Anyways, Ashley.
So yeah, I'm Ashley, medical social worker, at Kyle's hometown hospital now. So full circle.
Well, it's not hard to put the pieces together. Which one that is?
Yeah.
Full circle. It's a good time.
That's mercy, y'all.
Yeah,
I
right.
moved away, and she basically moved there. So.
Yeah, she's probably there pretty much as you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I work on the medical floor. I pretty much cover, hip replacements, joints issues, medical.
That sounds boring.
Placements.
You're an asshole.
Cardiac unit.
Decapitation.
Hospice.
Do.
Yeah.
That's
That's
pretty
pretty
the
much.
background sound whenever Ashley talks.
You guys.
Just key it up as she's talking.
Okay.
Do.
Actually, some people find it very interesting, and they could be going through a hard time, and I can help
But
them.
it's very limited how much you can talk about because of HIPAA.
Yeah, but I can go into like good stories. I know my HIPAA limits.
Yeah, she just can't like.
And
you
if
really
somebody,
can't just say
if somebody
names and-
reaches out, I
Starts
can
name
always
dropping?
I mean,
help.
To be fair, you
Like
guys
there
are gonna-
is no limit to
Like,
me.
oh, John Smith came in for a fucking GI bleed.
I mean, you know how many GI bleeds we've had in the past week? We had 13.
With the name John
Holy
Smith, there's probably
cow.
quite a few John Smiths. Those are like the most two common
We're-
names.
There's actually one at the hospital with a GI bleed right now. And I just name dropped it.
Kyle apparently doesn't
No
know his
lawsuit
HIPAA
towards
his
us.
HIPAA limits.
No.
You should
but
know
I
your
know my
HIPAA
HIPAA
limits.
limits.
You're in a fire department.
And,
Yeah, it's true.
good number 988 is always there.
Is that
Use
the
it.
suicide hotline?
It is.
Yeah.
They just got it
Oh. It was like 2
a
years ago.
year ago.
To be honest,
Since I got a shirt.
Ashley's like our emotional support person part of this podcast.
Oh,
Pretty much.
absolutely.
Pretty much. But then Kyle
In
yells.
whose world?
Kyle yells at me and
She
tells
yells at me every day.
Okay, but that's different. You guys are like getting married.
Yeah.
That's not
Kyle
very emotionally
Kyle says
supportive.
something and I try and like help him and he tells me to stop social working him, which I find very rude.
Because I'm not in the hospital.
It doesn't have to be in the hospital.
Everybody-
Anyways, that's what I do. Otherwise I take care of Mocha and Kyle.
Hey, so like at BetterHelp, if you ever want to sponsor us, we'll take your
Ooh,
sponsorship.
HELP. That's better help. HELP.
I wish we got a code because
Uh-uh.
that means they're sponsoring us.
Um,
We're
That's
making money.
BetterHelp, HELP.com.
Oh my
we're
god.
sponsoring without
We're already name
sponsor.
dropping these people for free. Why do you think they're gonna sponsor
Hey,
us?
we should start beeping those out. There you go. There you go.
But that's me in a nutshell.
You don't want to say anything else about yourself?
No, I'll probably be the
You
social
don't-
media person.
You don't want to talk about the obvious part of you?
Oh, so if you see me, I'm bald.
I just thought you know
Wow, I'm
you have
surprised
you
you
have
needed
a
a reminder of that.
you have
Yeah.
a platform and thought you'd want to raise awareness about it.
It wasn't a mental breakdown shaving like Britney Spears.
No, it was a non by choice. Alopecia. Went to areata, then progressed. So now I have it kind of all
Wait,
over my body.
areata's a different.
Yeah.
There's 3 different stages.
There's 3. I think there's only 2. I think there's alopecia and alopecia areata.
Nope.
I
So-
thought it was just alopecia areata.
No, it's like
I just thought it was
alopecia
alopecia.
areata. That's just like very
That's it.
isolated to your head. Then there's like alopecia totalis, and that's like your whole body. And then there's
Oh.
universal, and I have like the
Wait,
universalis.
what's there between the tonsil and the universal?
Like you have like no hair on your
Did you say
body,
tosil?
is that what
like-
she said?
no eyebrows,
It's
no
a poodle or
eyelashes,
something.
no arm hair, nothing. So like mine's universal because I have like spots that will come in and won't come in.
So
Like
the
my
tonsil one means-
eyelashes,
The tonsil one means nothing.
pretty much.
Okay.
So, sitting, chilling at the second part. It's all over my body, but it's only in spots. Kind of got some peach fuzzes, hate wigs. Won't judge anybody that likes them, but I will not do them. But I got some fake eyebrows.
Which actually looked pretty damn good, I gotta say.
$700
real.
worth, and they're getting redone in January for the wedding.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yep. So that's me in a nutshell. I probably will be the social media person of this group.
I think
Even though
we're
we'll all
all-
contribute.
I was gonna say we'll all
Yeah.
probably contribute, but yeah, Ashley will probably take the bulk of the social media and anything else you want to say, Ashley?
No, that's about it.
I guess I'm Caleb.
Yep, you'd be the last person that we introduced, so yep, you'd be
No,
Caleb.
that's it. I'm Caleb.
Caleb is a restaurant manager.
Yeah, I was getting to
Whoop,
that.
whoop.
Do you want to name drop?
I-
Except for he can't give me free food. Bogus.
What kind of
I mean, I
manager
could.
is that?
I could, but I
My
didn't
expensive
mess
ass
it up.
tacos.
I don't know. Never been.
Yeah, you should go. Anyways, so yes, I'm a restaurant.
Probably can't
manager.
afford it.
True.
So I'm a restaurant manager for. I'm just gonna name the parent company, Geronimo Hospitality Group.
Why, but this is like free advertising for your restaurant.
So you know how you said you were slow today?
yeah, but-
Be popping next week.
If you name drop it. Because everyone sees
Oh,
what
but
Caleb
name dropping it
knows.
would give it away.
Yeah.
We really have to advertise this podcast too. Otherwise, he won't be getting very busy next week.
That's true.
That's true.
Yes. But no, I started my journey with Geronimo as a server at Bessie's Diner, and yeah, the fire's blue, Ben.
Yeah, why is it blue?
We don't know.
I don't know. Look it up.
What kind of
Mr. Fireman, why is my fire blue?
I don't know. I failed the midterm. That's over again. So how do you expect me to know? Because you're burning some sort of chemical. That's why I changed color.
It's probably from that paper.
So if you all start feeling funny, keep talking.
I'm feeling funny.
You have a carbon monoxide detector, right?
Our voices just start getting.
I
really
think
high,
so.
Like there's
Hope
helium.
hope it worked.
The one in the bedroom doesn't because the electrician ruined that one.
Oh,
Is there one
that's
somewhere?
nice.
Oh, there's one up there. Is that carbon
He
monoxide
got
smoke?
dust in it from when he did work,
Ooh,
and it just messed it up.
dang. That
Yeah.
kind of sucks.
You guys not have like a Google out here I can show? Hey, Google that.
Yeah,
Don't say it too loud.
it's right over there.
That's too far away.
You could probably pick it up. really
So-
easy.
I'll do some research while Caleb talks to figure out why the fire is blue.
Okay. So, yeah, I started out as a server at Bessie's Diner, and loved that every minute of it. And you guys even got served by me one time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've got served by
mimosas.
you. Actually, no, not every place. Only that one place.
Yeah, no, but you and Ashley have come to every place I have worked.
The last two.
The last two. So I actually
Opening.
became a restaurant manager in March, and I actually worked at a burger joint in Beloit, Detroit.
Yeah.
And probably wouldn't be hard for you to look up burger joint in Beloit and know which one I worked for. That's owned by Geronimo Hospitality Group. But yeah, I became a restaurant manager in March. Found a better development opportunity at Trucked, which is tacos, tequilas, and whiskey. And so when I started at Lucy's and when I started at Trucked, I just started Trucked about a month and we're coming up on a month and a half.
I got an answer.
Yay.
What's the answer?
So blue flame means that the fire is hotter, there's more oxygen to it, which means it's from 2,600 degrees to 3,000 degrees. Because there's more oxygen for some reason.
Damn.
So it's hot. So that part right there, the fire is really hot.
Stick your hand in it.
I'm good. I felt what was
you
it?
at
12
least
Caleb's got
record my
experience.
screams.
I felt 1,200 degrees from
Caleb screams is like the background music.
Oh, yeah, ready?
Talking.
should I do my soft scream?
Caleb's in the background.
So
Help me.
There's the intro to that segment we're talking about.
Help me. Help. Somebody put it out.
So, yeah. So, anyways, that was pretty much about me.
Oh,
Kyle
yeah, I
and
forgot we were
Ashley
talking about you.
Visited, yeah.
Different walks of life. You know, we all got different jobs. We don't work together.
Yeah, none of us work together. We just
Although-
hang out
Two
together.
people did used to work together in
Yeah,
this
me and
room,
Caleb
Yes.
did used to work.
but someone messed that up.
Someone got fired.
Funny story. Caleb started working at the place, got me hired, and then he
Back in
left.
2018.
And then I
left.
was working there, and I got him rehired, and then he got wrongfully fired.
That was
So he
bull.
says.
No, that was
Wrong.
bullshit. And Kyle can
That's
attest.
It was
Kyle can attest.
because the same thing's happening now with me and
Yes, but
Wait, you're almost getting fired?
no.
Oh.
He's doing what the guy did to me.
yeah.
Oh. That's,
Oh,
that's all
we're
right.
trying to get someone else fired right now.
Teamwork makes the dream work. It's not
Yeah.
just me doing it. You know?
But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Kyle can attest that was bullshit. That what happened to me because it was like one
Right.
tiny mistake.
But like, Let's be honest. Were you really cut out for the job?
Oh God, no! I love what I do now
Well,
way
Exactly.
more.
You're definitely a white collar worker.
So
Yes.
Okay, but my job's not white collar.
No, but
So-
like
Yeah, it is.
hospitality.
Gray collar.
You
and
are.
that's why.
Is there a gray collar?
I mean, so like that's what they call the jobs that are like not white collar but not blue collar.
what are we, Ben? Red collar?
No, you're
We're
blue
Oh,
collar.
you guys are blue collar.
Is that considered blue?
That's
Yeah.
that's considered
Both
blue
of them
collar.
are. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
both of them are.
We're
And
both.
so-
Yours is technically considered a trade too, part of the trades.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm part of the skilled trades. Yours part of the trades.
Because you need no
I'm
skill.
talking about the fire department.
Oh,
That's,
yeah. Fire department thing is still considered blue collar.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
you're getting
Yeah.
down. You're getting dirty.
Yeah.
It's like
I knew locating was blue collar, but I know about the fire
Yeah.
service.
yeah, no,
Okay.
that's blue collar.
I don't know if it's part of the trades,
Like-
but it's definitely blue collar.
Yeah. Blue collar work versus white collar work is and like if you were gonna go with the traditional norm
Just
of what
stroke my
blue
foot over
collar
here.
and white collar
Eddie.
is,
Sorry, me and Kyle had a moment over here.
Yeah. Well, to
if you're
be
gonna
fair,
go with the what?
well, to be fair, Caleb was doing good. Like he was walking on thin ice,
Yeah.
but he turned it around, and then just got bent over and screwed.
When I had to look my supervisor in the eyes and tell him I was being lazy, that's when I turned everything around.
Right.
It was after that electrical secondary damage that
Yes.
I had.
Yes.
And I told Eddie, we sat down and it was like a good 30-minute conversation. He was asking me like, oh my goodness, like, he was like, why do you think these mistakes are happening? And I kept telling him like, I don't know, and giving him like bullshit excuses. And like he knew what he wanted to hear, and I knew what he wanted to hear, but I didn't want to say it. So like there was a good like 5-minute silence at one point, and I was like, I'm lazy, and he was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm
you are.
Always,
So glad you.
always a
admitted that.
rude awakening when you go to tell your manager you're lazy. I've been there before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when I did that, that
Can't
was like what
relate.
opened my eyes to like, because like then he
Well,
explained
It's
to
a
me
blue
like, what-
collar thing.
he explained to me like the severity of like what could happen, and even though I knew in the back of my mind what could happen with my laziness, it was like that kind of just
Yeah.
woke
Well, like-
me up.
Well, like, and the thing was, like, the guy
Wake
that
me
screwed him
up.
over,
When
like,
September,
they didn't have any
Wake me
bad
up
blood.
Inside. Wake me up.
The guy didn't even know Caleb.
No, we met like once out in Walworth
Yeah.
County.
Yeah.
Like,
when I came out
he
to
had
help.
no reason to like do him dirty like that, but he did.
Yeah, I think at that point Eddie just wanted the Dassos
Yeah.
out.
Well, and then Karma got the guy that
Did you
got
blame
you.
him? Have you met the Dassos?
No, I haven't met them.
Well, and then Karma got the guy that got you, because
Got.
he was on call and he got a damage at like 3 a.m, and then he had to do his own investigation.
He did his own investigation
That's
at 3 in the
awesome.
morning.
And then he
Yeah,
like,
but
went on-
Kyle would have to also do his own investigation. So like when
That
he
is
tells
true.
me like, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm investigating a damage. I'm like, well, where? And he tells me like in like his vicinity, and I'm like, is not yours, right?
Well, like, what throws me off is like sometimes like it'll be in the same area that I cover, and like my heart kind of drops. But then I realize that like some other areas go into mine.
Oh,
So like even though it's in the area that should be mine, it's actually in the different area.
When it is your damage, you try to make it look like it's not your damage when you're.
Oh,
you always try to make it look like it's not your
Except for
damage.
that one time Kyle got, and
Had he
we
got-
ended up
yeah.
going to a winery because I was trying to make him feel better and get his mind off of it because he had 2 days of like unpaid
Unpaid
leave,
suspension.
and I was
Yeah.
off of school at
That's
the time.
called out of school suspension.
So
it's out of school suspension for adults.
However, Kyle likes
Out of job
I
ISS.
remember I
fun.
was home, and I remember him walking in the house, and I've never seen that look on his face before,
So
and I knew something was wrong.
See that
I-
was kind of BS too, though.
it was, and I
Because they ripped
remember-
a tree up and the root grabbed it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
so what? If you marked it there, they still ripped the tree up.
But
and the
he
root
didn't
just
mark
didn't
it.
mark
grabbed
it.
Oh,
So
but the root still would have grabbed it no matter what. Like I don't
Well,
think you could
so-
have changed that.
So the thing, I mean, that is fair, but the thing was, so like the ticket came in, I called the contractor, they emailed me a picture
Yeah,
of like where they were taking out trees along the whole thing.
yeah.
And the whole sketch, like every area they were doing was on the opposite side of the road from where I had to mark the electric. And where they, so then, I cleared that ticket, and then a different company called in and they wanted the entire road marked, and I didn't have confirmation for that one.
Oh, okay.
So when they pulled the tree and my marks weren't marked when they should have been because of the other
Yeah.
ticket, it was my fault. Even though it was the contractor that wasn't on that ticket that
Huh.
was doing the work.
Yeah.
And,
So
yeah.
Digger's Hotline is like very
Finicky.
Yeah, like all of
Yeah.
that is really weird. And I will say when I'm pretty sure I was working at Amazon Delivery at the time.
Getting stuck
when
in
that
snow with your
happened.
car, with your van.
Huh?
Getting
Oh.
stuck in people's driveway with your van.
Oh, I remember.
yeah.
Oh no!
I
Caleb
remember
went
that
off the
era.
road.
Yeah, I did go
Caleb
off the
went
road
off
one
the road.
day. We'll explain that in just a second.
That was
But
so
no,
funny.
with Kyle's damage, I remember I was on the phone with him and everything. He was like, "Yeah, apparently there's a damage investigation for one of my tickets," and he went out there and came back on the phone. He was like, "Fuck," and I was
Yep.
like, "What?" And he was like, "My fault."
That was before you got the position you have now, right? That's when
Yeah.
you're still
Yeah,
just
'cause
a
it was-
local.
And that was a
It was with
totally
the other
different,
supervisor.
different supervisor.
The one that
And
wanted me gone.
Kyle really was like beat down and was
Oh,
like
yeah.
not gonna. He was like, I'm not gonna recover from this. All this stuff.
Yeah.
That supervisor went to a different area, and then his now supervisor came in and then was like, "Hey, Kyle, I want to upgrade
Shout out.
you."
I mean, it supports your theory of you had before.
Shout out to
Shout out.
Doobie.
Yeah, shout out to Doobie, man.
Yeah.
Like,
like Doobie
That
came
guy is
in
awesome.
and was like, "Hey, you're a great worker. I
Kyle,
appreciate you. Let me bump
To
you
be
up."
honest, it supports your theory you had before about you get a damage, you get promoted.
Dude,
that is true. That is true.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Did your
Like-
future boss get a damage before he got promoted?
I don't know.
Doobie
had one.
Doobie had one, and
No,
then he
no,
got
no, no.
promoted to supervisor.
His other supervisor, the guy in the other
Oh, Eddie.
Oh,
A
Eddie?
dare.
No.
A
No.
dare.
I'm sure he has, but I don't know.
I think he just got he has the same position. He just went to a different county.
Yeah, but
We
he's
had
Kyle's,
one guy.
he's Kyle's supervisor.
We had
Future,
one guy.
future supervisor.
Future.
We had one guy that had an excavator scrape a high pressure gas line, and he got promoted to a project lead.
Watchdog lead.
yeah,
Watchdog.
yeah. It's like what?
Watchdog
like what in
is
the
like-
world?
The people who
I
like
know
go on. They
Watchdog is.
oh, okay. Well, you said Watchdog.
I was laughing at it because you said Watchdog because they want you to know watch high pressure.
Yeah. Anyways, so you know a little bit about us. Let's talk about why Kindling Conversations.
Because we figured we all sit around talking anyways. Why not try to make money off of talking?
And we're from Wisconsin, and who doesn't like campfires in Wisconsin?
Well,
And
so we're
we
not saying a
just-
Or-
campfire right now.
We
Whereas
just so
people
happen to be
say
in
our
Fire.
Wisconsin
Fire.
accent.
But it's a fire.
Bag.
We got no
Big.
Wisconsin
Every
Yeah, we
good
do.
house has a fireplace.
I think you'd be surprised at how much of an accent we do have. Because if you go to,
Oh, I
like,
know. We went
Missouri,
down to we went
went-
down to
we went down to
Iowa.
Tennessee.
Iowa and Tennessee, yeah.
When we were down in Iowa, so we were at a
even
museum,
Missouri.
right?
Yeah.
And the guy
Even
goes, "Oh, you guys
Missouri,
from
yeah.
Wisconsin?" I can hear it in your accent. We're like,
Actually,
"What?
What?
We're in
I-
Iowa."
I would argue that some people in Missouri had a thicker Southern accent than Tennessee.
McDonald's.
I think
Yes.
it's based on
Oh,
the
that
person.
story.
I think it's just based on the person.
Yeah,
And, like,
especially
If
when
you
get down
were
in that
if you were
area.
born and raised in a specific area, then you're gonna have more because we
Especially
saw
if
it
you
when
get
we
down
were
in-
going down to
yeah.
Tennessee.
yeah, slowly
Nashville-
change.
Nashville had a little more, but then other areas that we went
Yeah.
to had a little less.
Especially
Yeah, I
down in
think
that area, 'cause you're like right in the middle of it. So
Right.
it depends on
Well,
where your parents came from, really.
For Wisconsin too, the same can be said because like my aunt and uncle up in Milwaukee, they have such a thick southern Wisconsin accent
Wisconsin.
compared to like what we have down here, right? And
Yeah.
like you can actually physically hear it even
Mhm.
though you know the accent.
I've been told by someone in one of my
So-
classes that's from like the Racine area that I have a pretty thick Wisconsin accent. He goes, he may say a couple of words. He's like, "Oh, I can totally hear your accent."
Well, it's just all your upbringing,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, 100%. He grew up in like the Racine area, so
I-
he's all like gangs. and-
like my aunt and uncle. They like my dad's parents, like they were from Sheboygan and Stevens Point, so you've got a little bit more of the accent up there.
yeah.
I had a friend in Minnesota, and when I went up there, her and her family was
We were
like, "Oh yeah,
friends.
we can tell that you're from Wisconsin." And I'm like, "What do you mean? You sound the same as me?" They're like, "No, you got an accent."
Yeah, like we're just
I'm like, "What do you mean?"
What accent?
Yeah,
But at the same time, if you go to Minnesota and you hear, you
Yeah,
know, the
I can definitely hear it in
Minnesota,
Minnesota.
you know what I
Minnesota.
mean? Minnesota has an accent, you know.
I catch myself saying "a" lot. Hey, how you
Yeah.
doing over there?
Yeah.
E?
I
Or Ope. Ope, sorry.
Ope.
Let me squeeze past you here.
Ope is the like the Midwest.
I say Ope
like,
so much. I never realized it until I heard the stereotype.
I say
and I started
Ope
listening to
all
myself,
the
and I'm like,
time.
yes.
Ope, let me squeeze past you here. Ope, sorry.
Excuse me.
Let me get a bag.
The
Ope, let me get
skews.
a bag.
Let me get a bag.
Yeah, I like the skews. Like not
Excuse
excuse
me?
me. It's
You know,
excuse me.
Hey, Daddy.
You good over there? You're like,
You look like you were like digging into your ear, like oh.
No, my earring.
She was
just,
tearing into it.
my earring was just poking me.
man, before next
sometimes
podcast,
you
I
have
gotta get
to.
Oh yeah, no, you have to.
Feels so good.
Before the
Like,
next
it's just like,
podcast, I'm gonna have to get a different chair. I don't care if it's a long chair. This chair's really
Yes, if you
comfortable.
wanted the lunch.
Butt hurts.
I have one in my truck too. I can
You
go
can
grab
always
one.
You want my
grab
blue
a.
one?
You can always grab a desk chair from upstairs.
Yeah, there's desk chairs.
I'm not carrying a desk chair from upstairs.
Oh yeah,
Let
no,
Kyle do it.
because then I'll have to walk upstairs with it again.
I have a lawn chair in my truck if I wanted to go get it.
Gotcha. Well, I think
You should like mute
So
me.
our
a sec, and
kindling
I'll be back.
conversation.
I think-
this-
yeah.
we
You should like mute me because I'll be back quick.
are talking.
so. Yeah, kindling conversations. So we're actually by a
Fireplace that I have lit. And it's in me and Ashley's house. So I lit the fireplace because, you know, obviously the title Kindling Conversations has to go along with the fireplace. So, you know, it's very fitting, and we like having fires here in Wisconsin.
When we first started all hanging out together, it was every Friday and Saturday night we were having fires.
Especially
in
during
2021.
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah,
COVID, we had so
COVID.
many.
Yeah,
fires.
During COVID.
During
too.
COVID, it
I mean,
was-
COVID. I mean,
Because we
the
were
amount of-
all working
Yeah.
and stuff. Ben and I were online school,
It was a
and
good way to wind down too.
And I was working at
Amount
high.
of
I was in
money
high school,
I
so I was working
spent
at a
on
high school
firewood.
job.
yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know how many campfire dinners
I bought
we
6
had.
bundles
Yeah.
for this. 6 bundles was like $50.
I know. Now you know
Yeah.
what my pain is every time I brought
I'm
firewood
like,
over to your
yeah,
house.
I got wood outside, but that's all wet
Why don't you bring in the garage?
Yeah, that's fair.
because I didn't think we'd be doing this winter,
Why?
Fair enough.
like podcasts and stuff.
To be
like
fair,
that.
we've been talking
And-
about it for like.
Well, I mean,
so
you were
long
planning on
that-
fires still.
I don't have a wood splitter either.
He didn't. To
I
be
just
fair,
have
Guess
big
what?
logs.
You know somebody with a wood splitter.
Christmas is around the
The boy?
corner.
No, Nappy.
Yeah, but he lives in Fontana.
All you gotta do is ask me. I would really run over there with you and grab it with my truck.
Beep that out.
What? Oh, yeah, the town he named.
Yes.
Oh well.
oh, that's gonna be a little bit hard to just bleep out. 'Cause then I'm gonna have to cut a whole section out.
I mean,
Go ahead. Cut that whole section out.
That
That was a
part-
side conversation.
I mean, a lot of these are, but that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, to be honest, like that's a very well-known town because it's on the lake.
it could be California.
We
There's
didn't say
Fontana,
it's
California.
We literally were saying Wisconsin.
But again, there's so many towns around that it'd be hard to figure out.
I hope so.
So
Even though you could literally go to my department's website if you figure it out and find my name on there. But
bringing it all together. And I've kind of already revealed my last name.
oh yeah, that's true.
Well,
That is true.
yeah.
Well, you're part of the podcast. Most people know other people's on podcasts.
So-
names.
But that's why we have Kindling Conversations.
Yes.
Yep.
We
You
get
know.
back together. We
Hey,
have
hey, Kyle, for our next segment, we're gonna do our intro we made up. Okay. The ghost sounds, and you're making the ghost.
so. Well,
Okay.
let's move into it.
You introduce it, then me and Kyle will do our thing.
Okay, so we're gonna do this little segment every week. Gonna be a conspiracy theory of the week. When did you guys have time to make this? We've literally been talking this entire time. Anyways,
I don't know. We
Ben,
kind of just
We're
knew.
just that good
we
for
just
being
knew-
best friends.
Yeah, because we're best friends now, so we have like telepathic powers. All I had to tell him was do our thing, and he just knew it.
Yeah.
How dare you mute me?
So we're doing that every week,
yes, we're gonna do that every week. So Ben,
and I think it's a good one because
Hey,
most
this
of the
is
time,
my
no, I'm
segment.
saying most
Shut
of the
up.
time we're pretty split.
we are. I will say, me and Ashley are like the level-headed ones,
Yeah.
while Kyle and Ben are like,
This one,
Highly
this-
devoted.
Knees deep into some BS.
yeah,
on this
like-
one though, I'm gonna be
Logical.
pretty level-headed to be. Maybe not. We'll see. So our conspiracy of the week this week is AI. Is AI going to become its own thing and us not be able to control it?
no.
No, there's no.
That was
Because
supposed to be a
there's
thing
somebody-
in 2001. Or
Because there's
2000.
somebody out like making these answers, like Snapchat.
Yeah, 100%. And if you think about it, why don't
Well-
we just shut off the power source to AI? Because you think about like a robot, like in movies, they always go over robots. Why don't we just make the power source of the robot an easy spot to access?
I
All we have to do
feel-
is shoot it with a gun or something, just shut it off. Then the robot can't move or anything if there's
Well,
power to it.
There's
will-
not one main source for each one though, because there's different AIs for a bunch of different apps and stuff.
Yeah.
And like
you know,
But again, like Ashley said, though,
everything-
everything that AI knows is from us. So AI wouldn't know
but
anything else.
it's
Well-
very general because you can ask like the Snapchat AI like a very specific
Yeah.
question. It's gonna give you a very general. You ask it so many questions, it's gonna start giving you repeat answers.
see if every AI, so let's say ChatGPT, Snapchat AI, there's a Facebook one that's like Meta AI.
Yeah.
If those were all from one main AI, yes, they could probably turn it off. But they're all derived from their
But I still
own
don't think it's become
point.
its own like conscious like us. Like I'm talking about like it becoming conscious like us. Like,
Here's the
make
thing.
its own decisions
Here-
without being someone controlling it.
Here's the thing I feel like with AI right now is there's a lot of unknowns about AI,
They're
and
still
that's
dipping
because
their
there's no
toes.
government regulation about AI right now.
Yeah,
there's
there's, like, no
talks
laws
within
about it.
Congress,
Yeah.
but there is no regulation against AI right now.
No.
So, like, I think we're gonna see some laws being introduced now that AI is
100%.
such a huge hit.
But
We're
th-
gonna
I
see
mean,
like
things-
limiting AI's ability.
And things are too because when it first started coming out, it's on its way. It's climbing
Yeah.
still.
I mean,
it has
I've-
not touched its peak
Since
yet.
it's come out, I've been kind of
like
messing with it.
Dogecoin
It's
in
coming better,
2021.
but it's still
Right.
not to
It's
its
a
peak.
climbing and a downhill. Schools during like it's people were using it to cheat for
Yeah.
school.
Oh, I used
And
it.
so there was ways for professors and teachers and all that to figure out if it was like a chat GPT.
Well,
They
to be
think they're gonna
fair,
email next week that
they-
he failed all this
to
stuff.
figure out if it's a Chat GPT essay,
I didn't use it in the
because
firefighters.
actually one of my employees just got
hit for it.
hit with this.
they can tell.
They
the
use
chat-
an AI to figure out if it's Chat GPT.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's not like yes, this is an AI that made this. I'm
Well-
92% confident that an AI could have made this.
Here's
Yeah.
here's also something
But-
scary too.
But, so
That includes AI. So there's different apps you can get that
Uh-huh.
you're chatting with an AI,
Yeah.
like a role play thing, but it can be really abused for
Oh, you're talking.
sexual
You're talking about like that
predators.
sexual one. Yeah.
Yes, and they could make minors.
How funny would it be if I was just like, "Oh yeah, you're talking about," and then name dropped it.
Like, but there's a lot though. I mean, like it could really be.
I've also heard
abused.
about people
yeah.
like
For a
with like.
bad way.
and that's why I say there's no government regulation against
If
it
there
right
was
now. and
regulations, it'd be a lot better. I think.
I think
Yeah.
it's still
And I think
new.
it's
It's on
coming.
its way up.
Right.
It's coming.
I
Things
mean,
are
there
gonna-
is
Like
talks.
electrical cars. When electrical cars came out, like there was no regulations against them. Now there actually is regulations.
But to be
Right.
fair, look at the fucking Cybertruck.
It's ugly.
It is so.
Who
People are like, "Oh my
would
god, it
buy
looks so
it?
cool." It looks so ugly.
It is so ugly.
Yeah.
It does not look like a truck. I'm sorry.
Now I will say, like the
Like the Ravon. Hey. Oh.
well,
Sorry for any headphone
No.
Mike
users.
was there.
just gonna have to put a headphone warning right before it. Hey! All right, let's reel it back in
Oliver's
because
gotta
I
put
can
his
cut this
voice in
out.
there, and he's gonna go headphone warning.
Headphone warning.
And then
Okay,
Headphone warning.
so yeah, there are bad things about it. I think the government is going to come in and do it.
Yes.
But back to like the whole professor thing. I went and got my master's degree and stuff. I knew,
Stop
especially
flexing on us.
in my undergrad.
Dang, some of us don't even have an associate.
I got
You're
one of
working
those.
on it.
Okay, doesn't mean I have it yet.
We all see how
Anyways.
him in school goes.
Anyways, I had professors that would be like, I know you did not write this because I know you. You spend 16 to 18 weeks with these professors. They are
Oh.
going to learn your writing.
I went through an associate's program with a professor that could care less, so I passed. She did not really know my writing. Especially
I guess,
if,
but it's like
if you start using it when you're all online, and if you start using it from the beginning, that's
I
what she just thinks
suppose.
you are. So,
but like
I mean,
I don't know.
good.
COVID hit when I was in my
You know how Ben passed finally.
junior
ChatGPT.
year,
Yep.
To
and
be fair, it is pretty
Sleeping with the professor.
oh my
I never
God.
slept with the professor.
Oh my God.
I use ChatGPT.
Was it Mr. Richards?
Huh?
Ooh,
You slept with Mr. Richards?
Mr. Richards.
we don't even have a Mr.
I
Richards.
don't know.
I mean, I have a teacher named Rich.
So it's
Oh,
Rich. Rich is who
no.
you slept with.
That's a guy, and no, I did not sleep with him. He was just
But-
a really easy teacher.
Ben wakes
Oh.
up, he's in the bed
Oh,
with him. He's like,
he
"Oh my
was
god!"
easy?
Oh my
Like
God,
he
this
was
is
like
going
really
too far.
lenient. Like,
Back
he
it
was
up,
really
back it
lenient
up.
on
Beep,
things.
beep, beep, beep. Anyways,
Sound the police. Beep, beep. That's
I
a
do
fun
think
thing.
I don't think it's gonna get too far. Nothing ever really gets too far.
No. Especially since there's laws and stuff in the Congress.
But I mean,
now,
what people are
like,
talking about is that we're not going to be able to control GPT. It's just going to take off by itself.
I don't think
Like
so.
not even like the owners
because
will.
it still needs
Yeah,
our
it still needs our
influence.
info. Yeah,
Right.
that's why I don't. That's why all these people are like,
mean-
oh, it's to take over the world, and
It would almost need.
Caleb
to
is
be,
using it to write his best man speech.
Okay, I'm using it for because I'm not actually gonna like read off of a piece of paper. Okay,
Oh my God, this is going to get real scary. Somebody record
I'm using
it
it
and
for
insert it to
ideas.
the podcast.
got you.
Well,
Because
I
like
will.
that week, I don't know if we're gonna record.
I will just
so-
make sure. I will make
We'll
sure to
just
press
like
record
insert every
the
on my
speech.
phone.
Just so you know, actually, the podcast before the wedding and the podcast after the wedding are going to be the podcast
So
after
everybody's
the
gonna
wedding.
know we're
is
gonna go
gonna be-
wow chicka wow wow.
The podcast after the wedding is going to be a review of your wedding.
Yes,
yeah,
that's all it's gonna be.
It's gonna be the
very
tell all of the wedding.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
we'll like me and Caleb will
Spilling
get like
all
other
the
people's
tea.
opinions and we'll for your wedding and we'll talk about it.
Okay, well make sure you ask the other social workers because I'm intrigued on my work.
Well, I
dad's
feel like AI
opinion.
for it to take over. I think it would have to
Hey,
be
hey,
entirely
Caleb.
independent.
Caleb.
Ashley, you said other social workers. Is there gonna be any hot ones that are?
They
single?
all
Oh
have
Jesus
boyfriends.
Christ!
One of them's a guy, so you may go
Two
for
of
that
them are
one.
guys. Another one is a girl.
You gotta watch out
And
for the
I'm
guys. You probably can go
not-
for the guys.
I'm not inviting the per diems. The one is which one?
They can't
Oh.
'cause Kyle,
Yeah.
he pushed his mic away so you guys don't heard him say the one is scary.
Come on.
Okay. Anyways, Kyle, you can continue on with
No.
your AI conversation.
Yeah, but like with AI, I feel like for it to have like a mind of its own, I feel like it would have to be like entirely independent. Because the ones
Yeah.
now, like they're run by different companies, but I feel like if you gave the AI the power to think on its own, and
That's the
go
thing.
off different like
It still
know,
needs
things.
our influence
Exactly.
to work.
exactly. But yeah, if you did make it entirely on its own,
Yeah.
I feel like then it would totally, get out of hand.
But,
'cause
I
we
mean,
couldn't shut it down.
To
Then.
make it entirely on its own, AI can't do that yet. Because I mean, to think of its mind on its own, you gotta think of ourselves. Like AI can't think necessarily on the fly like we can. Like you're sure you can give it something, but it's still going off of a prompt. Like us, we're not going off prompts. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I just don't think it's going to be.
No, I
that
don't
much of an
either.
issue, especially with the government influence on it.
I don't think even the government influence. I just don't think AI is ever going to be smart enough to that point.
I think it
where it can
could.
think by
I
itself.
think it could be smart enough, but
I
it
don't,
still
because it's- like I
needs
said, it
our
still needs
influence.
our influence. So that's why I don't think it can
Yeah,
ever be
so-
fully by itself, where it has its own opinion and stuff.
Yeah,
It's gonna have whoever opinions who's controlling it.
pretty much.
Fair
However,
enough.
I do think this is a great ending point for today's episode. So let's go ahead and.
What's the outro song? It sounds like you singing Star Wars.
How can people find us?
You can go on.
Facebook
TikTok,
page,
Instagram,
So we'll
Facebook.
be- TikTok, Facebook.
Spotify.
We're
Instagram.
gonna try to put them all on anywhere you can listen to podcasts.
I mean, do we want to go on Twitter? I mean, X.
No, that's too
I don't use it.
complicated.
Okay,
I
don't
try.
use
I
it.
have
never
it.
Use Twitter. Or
I can
X in
make
my life.
I can make us one, but no, I rather do TikTok. I rather
Instagram,
do
Facebook,
Instagram,
Spotify,
Facebook.
and then
Instagram.
anywhere you can listen to a podcast, you can probably find us too. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts.
Yep.
You know,
there's a couple other
The
ones out there.
works.
yeah. So
Yep.
keep us in mind. We'll have
Our,
better idea
at-
on our
our-
like ats.
It should
here
be
in a
the
little
name
bit.
of whatever the podcast is, but we're gonna try. Hopefully,
Yeah,
Kindling
we'll get
Conversations.
the handles, the actual handles.
we'll get those uploaded by the time
by
this
the
podcast
next-
goes up.
by the next podcast, we'll make sure that we have all of those for
And
you.
these will be released every Wednesday.
every single Wednesday.
So,
5 a.m.
Central Time.
CST
If
time.
it's not dropped on a Wednesday, feel free to yell at me.
Yeah.
I will physically
So-
come to your house and yell
At
at you.
him
Are-
personally,
are
not
we
us.
dropping our own tags?
Not yet.
Ooh, Ben's
No.
private.
I would say not yet, because I have to kind of rework mine.
Mm.
Mine are pretty basic right now.
Kayla's got some sussy stuff going on.
I don't know if I'm necessarily going to drop my
Saucy,
Facebook ever. My
saucy.
Instagram I may, but not Facebook.
I mean, if you want to drop yours, feel free to drop yours.
What?
but
Maybe
I may create
Maybe
a
not
whole.
Facebook.
I may create a whole nother Instagram just for that. To be honest,
A
why?
business page.
because
Ben's gonna be the next influencer, guys.
like I'm planning on going big. Sorry guys, but I'm planning on eventually doing stand-up comedy. So
I think I'm built more.
this is just my start for it. We'll have to have a comedy off one of these podcasts.
Okay, so yes, definitely find us at
Create
Kindling
stand-up- We'll create
Conversations.
stand-up things and have a comedy off one of these
All right.
things.
Well, on that
on
note,
podcast.
Have a
You
roast
guys-
of Ben.
On that note, I hope everybody has a great day.
Whatever. If you're going to
Last
if you're
day.
going to
have a
bed
great
at
week.
work.
We will see you on the next.
Noodles.
Adios.